talk about levels of teaching. Now there are three basic levels under which we understand teaching, and that is the memory level, understanding level and reflective level. Now before we begin with this, let's understand why teaching and its levels are so important. The idea is teaching actually shapes an individual behavior. It brings a desired change in the outcome. Also, it helps a student acquire knowledge. There is a platform for interaction and communication and enhancement of knowledge, improving the learning skills. So all those are the basic reasons because of which we say teaching becomes an essential element. Now when we say teaching becomes an essential element, what would happen is we understand learning or teaching, the levels of teaching under three heads. These are the first level, which is the very basic level, which is known as the memory level. Now memory level is good for students who are small. They actually understand the concepts by factual learning. They see a cat and remember this is a cat. So it is a memory based learning. Usually not a lot of thought process is required around it. It's mere seeing, recognition and recall process that occurs. We'll understand each of these levels in detail one by one. Just to summarize the concept here, the next level is understanding. Understanding is a thoughtful level. It usually occurs in middle age group. Students of middle and secondary and higher secondary students. Now understanding is a stage where student actually grasps the concept, tries to comprehend, understand, and all the facts that have been learned in the memory level of teaching are now used to understand and enhance the knowledge. So let's say in the memory level of understanding, you would say that apple falls. Now this is something that you know, that apple is hanging on the tree, it would fall. So that's a memory level. That's a very simple understanding that fruits would fall from the tree. But at the understanding level, you would develop an understanding that this is due to the concept of gravity. Now this is the phase where a student tries to understand the concept of gravity, apply it to other fields as well. The child would say it's not just the apple falls. If it is a ball that is being thrown, it would also come down, and that's again due to gravity. So there is a understanding stage that develops. The last stage is reflective. It is the upper thoughtfulness, and here the students have a introspection. They question, they reason, and they try to put in a hypothesis and see whether it comes true or not. Now let's say the reflective stage for the same example that we cited would be trying to apply the law of gravity in space, or let's say in some other planet, and seeing the results. Now this is a reflective stage. Does it hold the same at all locations? Will it be different in different corners of the universe, and what would be the implications, and so on and so forth. So this becomes a reflective stage where a student tries to develop a hypothesis, test the hypothesis and find the result. So it requires a very intricate, thoughtful process. It's highly useful, applicable for higher standards and higher learning, where there is a learner-centered approach. The person tries to learn on their own. So again, a very important gist that we need to understand is reflective learning is a learner-centered approach. It's a self-embarking process. Understanding is a subject-oriented or subject-centered approach, and memory level is a teacher-centered. Whatever teacher tries to say, student tries to remember it. ABCD is being taught and student remembers it. So that is the memory level, and it requires very less level of thoughtful understanding. So let's understand all these three stages one by one in detail. So we begin with the first stage, which is the memory stage. All the three stages, the memory, understanding and reflective, are further broken down into four aspects: focus, syntax, social system and support system. So for all of these, we would understand these four dimensions that are there. The first level, which is the memory level, has been given by Herbart. The next level given by Morrison, which is the understanding level, and the final reflective level explained by Hunt. So who explained the levels are again important. Now, in memory centered or memory level of teaching, memory is directly used for what is learned. So what you learn is so you simply learn, simply remember the facts, the information that is there, and that is the memory level. When we focus on the memory level, what are the various aspects? We try to train our mind. We see a cat, we say this is a cat, C-A-T, cat. Now this is a process of training. You are provided with pictures, you are provided with images, sounds or something that you try to associate. Then you retain it in your mind, and finally when the teacher shows you the picture again and asks you what it is, you would say this is cat, C-A-T, cat. Now this is the very focus of the memory level of teaching. The next is the syntax. Now here the steps involved are very important. Sometimes you have direct questions on the steps. What are the 6 steps for the syntax under memory level of understanding? So first of all, you prepare the aspect. You have questions that are based on the previous knowledge. So might be a teacher would show a picture of cat and ask a student about cat. Then a teacher can show a picture of lion and ask student whether the student is familiar with this or not. So you try to prepare the child whether the child knows all the animals, the major animals or not. Then what is the aim? Aim is to develop the learning for the names of the various animals. There is a presentation. It could be audio through recognition of sounds. It could be through recognition of pictures or through recognition of alphabets or something like that. So there is a presentation. Then there is an association. These 2 animals look similar and these are the names for these 2 animals. So that is a kind of association that you develop. Probably there could be association where a child develops an association. I have seen this animal in my neighborhood and this is what it is called as. This is a wild animal, this is a domestic animal. So there could be various kinds of associations that could be developed. Then there are generalizations. Once you understand one of the phenomena, you generalize it. Okay, all the animals, they move on 4 legs. There could be exceptions, but those are not classified as animals. Those would be classified as birds, for example. So that is where a student tries to generalize the concept and finally apply it when it is being asked. Now the social system here involves a teacher and a student, but it is teacher centered. A student tries to retain and learn what is being explained and demonstrated. And finally, the support system here is oral, written or essay type. So there could be various ways under which the questions could be asked. So the focus and the syntax for each of the levels of understanding is very important. The order of the syntax is again important. It could be directly asked for your examination. The next is the advantages and the disadvantages of the memory level. Now the advantages, the first is it is applicable to lower standards, smaller classes. It directly believes in rote learning. So whatever is explained would be directly recalled and remembered. It is also the basis for the future knowledge to be developed. If you want to develop understanding and reflective level of teaching, this is essential. You need to know what is apple, what is the law that was propounded by Newton in order to move forward to further levels. So memory level where is very essential, very basic, and it is a prerequisite, we could say, to the understanding and reflective learning. The next is the disadvantage. The major disadvantage is it does not contribute to students' capabilities. It's simply learning. So students' inbuilt capabilities are actually not recognized at the memory level of learning. It's being mostly focused on a concept where there is a strict discipline that is followed and there is rote learning. So rote learning is an advantage but disadvantage for a group of students as well. And also a major disadvantage for memory level is intelligence does not play a crucial role. Because the facts and figures are there, you have to know and you have to remember. So intelligence does not play a crucial role at memory level. The next we talk about is Morrison's method. Morrison gave the method at the level of understanding of the concepts. Now again the 4 modes given by Morrison: focus, syntax, social systems and support system. Under focus, it talks about mastery. Whatever concept you study, you must master it, must understand it very, very carefully, observe it, integrally analyze it. The next is the syntax. Now, syntax focuses on 5 aspects. Those are exploring the concept. So, you focus on the main concept, you try to explore the nearby dimensions, then present it, assimilate more information, get in more information about the same concept, that is known as assimilation, organize the concept into systematic fashion, and finally, when you are asked to explain in the class, probably you are able to recite it. Now, this understanding stage is a stage where it is a subject-centered approach. The subject or the student is more responsible for development. Teacher tries to control the behavior of the pupil, but there is an active involvement and interaction between the students and the teacher. So this is which is the social system. And when it comes to support system, it could be in the form of oral questions that could be asked, it could be a written assessment, essay writing, or it could be also a MCQ or a objective type question paper where analysis and in-depth understanding of the concepts are being explored by giving case studies and case examples. Now again, this understanding level would have certain advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is it is the basis for the next level, which is the reflective level of learning. So, it is very, very essential. It helps to understand the thinking ability of an individual. So, intelligence definitely plays an important role at this stage of learning. The next is, here students do not learn by rote learning or cramming simply what is being explained. However, one of the major disadvantages, it is subject-centered. Since it is subject-centered, a teacher tries to bring in an active involvement always with the students, but there could be scenarios where an optimum level of interaction is not reached because the student or an individual, the subject is trying to understand and comprehend the concept. And here, since mastery is emphasized, all of the students are not able to cope up at an equal pace when it comes to the understanding level. So this is the level in the middle school, secondary and higher secondary level of learning. The last stage that we talk about is the reflective stage. Now, reflective stage, the concept has been given by Hunt. Hunt again divided the concept into 4, the focus, syntax, social systems and support systems. Under the focus system, he talked about the approach which deals with problem solving. So, how better an individual can solve problem, and to solve a problem, it is a learner-centered approach. So, there should be a learner-centered approach that should be taken into account. What is the syntax? As we mentioned, first of all, there would be a problematic solution that would be created. Then there would be a hypothesis that would be laid down, which is a tentative solution to any problem. You would try to test the hypothesis whether this is correct or not, verify it, collect the data, collect the information, and finally bring in the results based on the hypothesis that has been there. The social system involves higher order learning, skill building. So, the learner is at the major focus. Teacher is just a path shower. The teacher would merely show the path. This is the direction you have to go, and all research and all work would be conducted independently by the student or the scholar, and therefore we say it is learner centered. Learner or the student becomes primary, teacher becomes secondary. However, at a memory level, teacher is the primary person and student is at the secondary level. Finally, when it comes to the support system, here objective type systems are not used. It's pretty descriptive. It's writing your research papers, thesis writing, journal writing, article writing. So it's mainly writing section that has to be involved, and this is where the attitudes, the beliefs and the behavioral components are also evaluated. So it is much more subjective in nature. As you move into higher studies, as you move into research, this is what you have to move forward with. So this was the Hunt's idea under the levels of thinking. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages for the reflective level as we discussed? The advantages, first of all, it is learner centered. It is neither teacher centered nor subject centered. If you are a learner, an active learner, you would be able to understand and move forward. If not, you would be stuck somewhere before it. The next is, if you are good at memory and understanding level, then only you can move to the reflective level. Otherwise, moving to the reflective level of teaching is not possible. This is applicable for higher age group, university students and research students. So higher age group, you follow a reflective learning, and this is highly thoughtful and applicative, useful to the present day scenarios. But there are associated disadvantages with it also. The first disadvantage is it cannot be applied to very small children because they won't understand the intricacies of it. They cannot develop a learner-centered approach. The sole idea is there, which is the memory centered or memory learning, which is factual, which is fact based and is based on rote learning. And at this level, the things are not very organized and systematic. So you have to design. Organization and systemization of a thing is a big problem. So you have to have a path where you can organize the concept, understand the concept, pre-plan the concept. Planning is usually poor planning is a reason for failure at a reflective stage of learning. So those are the three levels that we have talked about in teaching. I repeat again in quick summary. It's the memory, which is the very basic level, focusing on rote learning, factual information, followed by the level of understanding, which helps to grasp the concepts and develop a reasoning, and finally a reflective level where hypothesis is being provided, problem solving approach is there, and this is the level which is applicable to higher classes, higher order learning. So this was about the levels of learning. We would be bringing in many more interesting classes in teaching aptitude. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead.